The last point of this, and maybe we can even look at the charts of it real quick, but it's no secret that ICOSA is something that's been huge, huge leverage on HEX. And we've seen, Hedron and ICOSA, obviously head down over the last couple of years, even more than HEX, because they are derivatives of HEX created by Alex McWhorter. Now, Hedron's gone down far worse than ICOSA because ICOSA is more tied to the actual T share. So now seeing this and the scarcity of HEX, the scarcity of the HEX T share, ICOSA has been shooting up big time. And it's a good reminder. And we've talked about it. You can find videos that we've talked about for the last year and a half, 2 years on here about ICOSA being a good buy, checking out that chart. We definitely both have bags of it. I know Ewok, you probably have a decent amount just from the yield. And then I've done lots of market buys and things like that. But you can see, I mean, EHEX and ICOSA, I guess, and regular ICOSA, which any ICOSA I still had on Ethereum, I bridged over to Pulse Chain a long time ago. I didn't want to keep worrying about earning yield with it on Ethereum with how the fees are probably going to be just to end stake stuff at some point. So I was like, well, what the hell? I just move this stuff over onto the better chain with cheaper prices and continue to yield on the Pulse versions of them both. But yeah, look at what ICOSA has done just off of this news. And it just might be a good time to reiterate to people. I mean, if maybe you are somebody that's getting into this ecosystem a little bit late, which we know that people are, you mentioned it earlier, there's tons of people on Twitter that have just started engaging in this ecosystem. I think it's a good reminder that there are good derivatives that you don't have to do meme plays and stuff like that if you don't want to. Because I understand some people like aren't into memes, want something that they think will have staying power. Well, I definitely think ICOSA does. There's a lot of game theory here. And outside of HEX and things tied to it, it probably is the best token dealing with HEX, right? I mean, I can't think of something that would be better.
Yeah, both Hedron and ICOSA. ICOSA is going to be a little more valuable because they're harder to get. Hedron has been minting, and you mint it daily. The only way to get ICOSA, well, there's two ways to get ICOSA, and one is by staking your Hedron and locking that up. You get ICOSA as yield. The other is to collateralize a HEX stake on the Hedron platform, sell it to the platform in the auction, and you are paid with ICOSA. Now, when the price is good enough, there are ways to kind of play that feedback loop. For those of you who are a little more advanced, you can kind of do it over and over and over again and make out okay. As long as the T-share rate is down there. That could be another problem here with these rolling stakes as well, is that may not be an option soon either. So keep that in mind. And, again, there's always ways and loopholes out there where you can do things and arbitrage them over and over and over again and make some money. It is time consuming. Not sure what the profit margin is on each time you do it. But some of them can be quite profitable. It take a couple hours, but you may make $1,000 or so. So something to think about.
Yeah, but certainly, I mean, ICOSA is one of the best things you could buy leverage on HEX. I would say probably the best. I know there's some other things.
12 cents right now.
Yeah. That's after it's run up. I mean, I think we've got it as low as 3. There's been a lot of support levels that we've bought it at over the last couple of years here. So I think it will really take off hard when HEX starts to go harder. So,
well, you look and it's tripled in price in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. So 3x in 8 days.
That's just kind of a taste. I mean, like as things start to get moving here, and again, some of these price increases in this ecosystem might just be the reaction to the supply shock, not the actual effects of the supply shock yet. That's what we're still really waiting for, because when people start to bridge in and these bigger accounts that are tweeting about and engaging with Pulse every day, like Charles Hoskinson, when they start to bridge in, to buy the real ADA on Pulse, I mean, you're going to have some issues.
For sure.
Maybe I should make sure to note that was just sarcasm right there, so we don't get sued or something like that.